And it looks like you're all set up, my friend.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh
You're
my
all
gosh.
good.
I am so sorry.
Listen, we were just talking about the like we have to be okay with imperfect action, right? Like we're just rolling, you know? You
No,
ready?
no, no, I appreciate it. And thanks for your patience. Hi, everyone. I am Sheri Davidson. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, a wellness coach, and I have spent the last 18 years helping people get to the root of their health. And today I want to talk about something I know many of us struggle with. Why smart, wellness aware people keep starting over. This is a conversation about moving from short burst of inspiration into something more lasting, something that actually fits real life. So let's start with a cycle you all might be familiar with. Wellness routines feel great until real life shows up. So maybe you've experienced this. You're motivated, excited, you start strong, then life gets messy. You have work deadlines, travel, family responsibilities, and unexpected stress. Suddenly, that new routine falls apart. You tell yourself, you'll start again Monday, and the loop begins all over. So raise your hand if you've ever felt stuck in this cycle. But here's the thing. This cycle doesn't just waste time. It comes with hidden costs that go much deeper. This pattern creates more than frustration. Over time, it erodes how we see ourselves. We believe in what we believe is possible for change. We start questioning our willpower. We chase trends instead of building a real foundation. We lose connection with what actually works for us. And eventually, wellness becomes something we consume, like products, apps, books, quick fixes, instead of something we truly live. But the truth is, the problem isn't you, it's the system you've been trying to work with all these years. So I ask, what if wellness could be different? What if wellness wasn't just about discipline or perfection, but about creating practices that adapt to you? Imagine steady practices that last way beyond the spark, the moment, where you're focused on progress instead of perfection. And I believe Dasha mentioned this as well. And it becomes a system that you can actually trust yourself to sustain. And that's what I'm going to walk you through here today. How to make wellness something that fits your life and last. But before we jump in, I want to share some more about who I am and why this matters so much to me. I've been an acupuncturist for 18 years. I help people get to the root of their health and thrive naturally and holistically. I'm also a certified well coach with a whole person approach to lasting change. But the truth is, I wasn't always consistent myself. I used to be a serial restarter, chasing wellness trends that didn't fit my life. And for the longest time, I thought I had a discipline problem. And then I later realized that it was actually a misalignment problem. Now, as a traveling trail runner, I've built a wellness practice that fits and evolves with me, and I teach my clients to do the same. My mission is simple. It's to help you break the restart cycle for good and build wellness that truly lasts. Now, let's look at how you can start shifting from inspiration to integration. I want to share a new way of looking at wellness, what I call the wellness-inspired method. It's designed for those of us who have felt the spark of inspiration only to watch it fade when life gets busy. This method isn't just about adding more inspiration. It's about giving you the skills to integrate habits that last beyond the moment, beyond the spark. So let's dive in to how this method works. Here's one of the things that makes this approach different. It's simple, it's clear, it's practical. There are 3 phases, 5 strategies, and 1 goal. The 3 phases are explore, discover, and integrate. Sometimes I like to say transform. This is the foundation of the wellness-inspired method. Alongside those phases are 5 strategies. These are the simple shifts that you can take away and start using today. And ultimately, they all lead to 1 goal, wellness that sticks without having to start over again and again. But before we get into the strategies, I want to make a promise to you about what you'll walk away with today. By the end of this talk, here's what you'll leave with. You'll understand why motivation fades and how to work with it, not against it. Also, you'll have 5 simple strategies you can use to make wellness stick in your real life. And you will have the permission to let go of perfection and focus on progress. These are practical tools you can start using today. So let's jump into the first strategy. Strategy number 1, mindset is the gateway. We start with mindset because behavior always follows belief. Instead of jumping straight into fixing, we shift into exploring. Instead of saying, I should, we start asking, I'm curious about. And when setbacks happen, they're not failures, they're data. That's why mindset is the gateway. Shift how you think, and you shift what's possible. And once that door opens, it leads you straight to curiosity. So that's strategy number 2. Curiosity creates momentum. Once the mindset opens the door, curiosity is what keeps you moving forward. Curiosity keeps you engaged, excited, and makes the process a lot more enjoyable. So ask yourself, what if, and try things out without the pressure of needing them to work out perfectly. For example, maybe you're curious about meditating. Instead of committing to 30 minutes every morning, just try 5 minutes in the morning and see how it feels. And as you experiment, don't just track the outcomes. Pay attention to your energy. Notice what gives you life and what drains it. That's the power of curiosity. It keeps the process alive. And that energy is what creates momentum. And with that momentum, you're ready for the next step, making your wellness discoveries actually fit into your life. So this is phase 2. We move from exploring possibilities into designing wellness that actually fits your real life. So this isn't about rigid rules. It's about wellness that adapts with you, not against you. For example, there's no rule that says you have to hit the gym at 4 a.m. 5 days a week to lose weight. Instead, it starts with being honest about your current season. Maybe you're in a building season, working towards a race or a career goal. Maybe you're maintaining, just wanting to keep things steady. You might be in a transition like new job, perimenopause, or kids leaving home. Or maybe you're simply surviving a stressful chapter in your life and you're doing what you can do. From there, you want to build around your values, not trends. If family is a value, take evening walks with your kids. If community matters, join a class instead of working out alone. If adventure lights you up, hit the trails on the weekend instead of the treadmill. The point is to create flexible practices that bend with you instead of break. And you want to honor your rhythms and energy so wellness feels natural, not forced. When you fit wellness into your life this way, progress matters more than perfection. And that takes us to our next strategy. Strategy number 4, progress over perfection. Here's where we get tripped up. It's not that you didn't start. You already had the spark. You got going. The trap is thinking that you need a perfect streak, a perfect week, a perfect month, a perfect routine. And then life gets messy. A trip, a deadline, a sick kid, a rough patch. And we tell ourselves, I blew it. I'll start over again on Monday. But progress isn't about staying perfect. It's about adjusting when life shifts. Maybe you can't get that hour walk in, but you can take 10 minutes at lunch. Maybe you missed the gym, but you can stretch before bed. Maybe you didn't meal prep, but you can make a healthy snack choice. When you adjust instead of abandoning, you stay in the game. And here's how to do that. You start with the tiniest doable step, not because you can't start bigger, but because tiny steps are what help you keep moving when life feels heavy. You build on what's already working. Use tools like habit stacking. For example, drinking a glass of water before your morning coffee every morning. That way, progress fits naturally into your existing life. And celebrate micro wins. The small steps do matter. They matter the most because they are what add up over time. And celebrating keeps you motivated. So adjust, don't abandon. Life will constantly shift. The win is in coming back, even if it doesn't look exactly as planned. Because in the end, progress, not perfection, is what creates lasting change. Now, let's look at the final strategy number 5, how to take those sparks of progress and make them stick as steady practices that last. We've talked about why progress matters more than perfection, but how do you keep that progress alive when life gets messy? Because inspiration is great, but by itself, it doesn't last. The real work is in the integration. And here are some ways that you can begin. You can start with daily touch points. These are tiny, repeatable moments like drinking water before coffee, stretching when you stand up, or taking 3 deep breaths before opening your email. These aren't extra workouts. They're sparks that keep the flame alive. Next, build transition rituals that soften the edges of your day, like listening to calming music on your commute, taking a short walk after work, or journaling 1 sentence before bed. These rituals carry wellness with you throughout the shifts of daily life. Another thing you can do is shape your space for support. Put your workout clothes out the night before, keep fruit in sight, or leave a yoga mat where you'll see it. Use your environment to nudge you towards wellness instead of relying on willpower alone. And finally, my favorite is create a comeback strategy, because yes, you will fall off, so plan for it. When you miss a workout, walk 10 minutes at lunch. If your food choices slip, focus on the next meal instead of waiting until Monday or ditching the whole plan. Also, if you can reach out to an accountability partner or coach when you feel yourself spiraling. A comeback strategy turns falling off into a reset and not a restart. And if you take one thing away, let it be this: you are smart, you are disciplined, and you already know what to do. So lasting change doesn't come from inspiration, it comes from integration. Inspiration sparks the flame, but integration keeps it burning. So now that we've talked about the 5 strategies, I want to show you what this looks like in real life. This is Maria. She loved trying new wellness ideas, but often lost momentum once she got started. And one of her biggest goals was building a consistent yoga practice. But big, ambitious goals kept leaving her feeling overwhelmed. Throughout our work together, Maria began focusing on small, flexible practices instead of chasing big perfection. She identified her life seasons, her non-negotiables, and she learned to adjust instead of restart. Now she maintains a yoga practice that actually fits her real life. Her story shows how integration makes wellness sustainable. And remember the hidden costs we talked about earlier? Well, when wellness sticks, it doesn't stay in one box. It ripples outward. Your confidence grows because you trust yourself again. Your energy steadies because you're not caught in the constant ups and downs. Your relationships strengthen because you can show up more fully for the people you care about. And your overall life satisfaction expands because wellness touches everything. You can see the big picture here. It's never just about one habit. It's about the ripple effect that changes your whole life. So why this works? This works because it's grounded in both science and real life practice. Thanks to neuroplasticity, we know the brain can literally rewire itself, which means change is always possible. And that's science. But we make that change easier with simple practical tools. And I want to share some of those practical tools with you. So take habit stacking. That's just adding a new habit onto something you're already doing, like drinking the glass of water with your coffee in the morning. There's also habit pairing. So you link a new habit to something you really enjoy doing. There's also if-then planning. So giving your brain a clear trigger, like if I pour my coffee, then I will drink a glass of water. And then there are micro practices. And this is shrinking habits down so small, they're impossible to start, not to start. Now, none of these are quick fixes, but they are ways to help your brain lock in new patterns so the habits actually stick. And that's how we move from short-term effort to long-term sustainability. So now let's pull it all together with a quick recap of the 5 strategies. So here are the 5 strategies. Mindset is the gateway. Curiosity creates momentum. Fit wellness into your life. Progress over perfection. And integration over inspiration. These 5 shifts sound simple, but I promise they're powerful. They are what help you break the cycle of starting over and instead create wellness that feels lived and not forced. These 5 strategies you can start using today. And they're part of the bigger system I call the wellness inspired method, a foundation for lasting change. And of course, I know questions come up when you hear about new programs or coaching, questions about time, staying consistent, or even wondering if this will really work for you. And that's what I want to talk about next. Some common concerns. So you might be thinking, what if I fell at this too? The truth is, there is no failing here. It's just exploring and discovering what works for you and in your life. So remember, no failure, only data. Others may be asking, I've tried everything. What makes this different? Well, most programs focus on inspiration and information. The wellness inspired method is focused on inspiration, information, and integration. Or maybe you're saying, I don't have time for another wellness program or coaching. And I get that. But here's the thing. This isn't about doing more. When wellness is integrated into your life, it doesn't add another item to your to-do list. It actually makes things easier. Your routines begin to flow more naturally. And instead of draining time, they give you back energy and space. And don't just have to take my word for it. Here are what some of my clients are saying. And as an overcommitted professional, I finally stopped starting over. This is effective coaching. It's a mindset shift that actually fits my life. Bill is an all or nothing thinker. Shared, I learned to build habits that support me, not control me. It feels good to have flexibility without guilt. And Maria, a busy entrepreneur, said, this work helped me reconnect with what I actually need, not just what Instagram says I should do. So now we're at the fork in the road, and there are two paths forward. Path one, you can keep doing what you're doing, continue to restart, stay stuck between knowing and doing, and keep waiting for Monday to start again. Or path two, you can try a different approach. Learn how to integrate, build practices that actually fit your life, and finally break the restart cycle for good. And here's how we can work together. You can start with the free wellness reality check. This is a 5-day starter kit to help you see what's working and where to focus first. You can also grab the Make It Stick kit. This is a 5-part audio bundle to help you stay consistent without pressure or perfection. Or you can dive right into the personal wellness coaching. This is 12 sessions of one-to-one support to create lasting change in a life you feel good in every day. And with that, let's wrap it up with one final thought. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Wellness isn't something you reset, it's something you live, one small, real step at a time. And if you want to hear more, please check out my podcast, the Wellness Inspired Podcast. And remember, you don't need more inspiration, you need more integration. Thank you.
Sheri, I love this so much. Oh my gosh. And it's so relevant to literally my life this morning. So you would love this. Husband's out of town all week. We've got the summit going on. It's the first week of school and I'm committed to my health and my fitness, right? Did not have the full hour and a half that I wanted at the gym. And I was feeling pretty fatigued. My recovery was lower today, but I showed up anyway. And I didn't get all the reps in. I didn't get my full workout in. And it would have been so easy to just not go, right? And be like, well, because I did for a half a minute. I was like, I could just stay home. Like there's so many things I could get done because there's no way I'm going to get the whole workout in. But then I was like, or I show up anyway and get done what I can get done and come back again tomorrow, right? And like not be so focused on the perfection of it, but just the commitment to the discipline of being there, right? Even if I can't get it all in. I love this so much because then I don't need a reset, right? Because I'm not stopping. Life happens, right? Life happens.
We have to give ourselves grace. And I bet it felt better to go and do a couple reps than it did to not go at all. Yeah.
100%. And here's the funny thing. While you were talking, I tracked my workouts. I was like, there's only one more set of things I actually need to get done. And I've got weights. When the kids get home this afternoon, like we can go out in the gym and do it together, right? Like if it gets broken up today, it gets broken up today. But at least I don't have to reset because I just gave up. Like I just threw in the towel because I didn't have the perfect environment for the perfect setting for being perfect every single time. Right.
I love that. Yeah, I absolutely.
Yeah. This was so good. You guys loving this? Everybody's just like popping into the chat, like loved your framework. You made it seem so simple, and doable. And, this is really timely. We were talking with Dr. Emily as well about just the accountability of a coach, right? Like some of you know that you're in a season where you just need the framework and you'll run with it. And others of you need the accountability of a human being to like literally physically show up on a monthly basis to get the coaching, get the support. And those of you listening or watching the replay, if you're in a season of needing that full accountability. So I highly encourage you to reach out if this resonated and you want to work with Sheri. Sheri, we dropped the tools
Okay.
in the chat. I think Charlotte dropped them in. But also just where is the best place for folks to connect with you otherwise? I know we've got the Circle community, but I know we're streaming live over on LinkedIn right now. What's your best place to hang out with people?
I would say LinkedIn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sure.
So if you're streaming live over on LinkedIn and that resonated with you, definitely connect with Sheri, or you can find her on LinkedIn as well. So, final question for you, Sheri.
Yes.
As an Elevate 360 Mastermind member, how are you embodying and living a 360 approach to business and life and being an example for your patients?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in a holistic lifestyle. And what that means to me is making sure that every part of me gets nourished. So making sure I'm sleeping well, eating well, moving, meditating, spending time with friends and family. And my work gives me that meaning and purpose. So I think that's really important as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just try and make sure I'm nourishing all those parts.
Yes, and I know you live that through and through. Well, awesome. Well, thank you, my friend. Thank you for jumping in and sharing your expertise. And it's just been so fun watching your journey and just being a part of it this year in the mastermind. It's just been phenomenal. So if you guys want to connect with Sheri, and you're registered, you can also go into the Circle community and engage with her and the rest of the community over there. So thank you,
Thank you.
Sheri.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Next up, last but definitely not least in energy and words, right, Christian? Excited to bring Christian into the room. You guys are going to want to stay and hang for this last segment, wildly powerful. And for our speakers in the room, once we wrap up, if we have